ready to burn out and to fade away.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian at WhisperStatus74. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you are seeing me, please consider liking and subscribing, as we are a very small tech community, real tech for real people, a place where your comments, your perspective, your opinion does matter, and some of the best content we have is actually down in the comments. I really appreciate you guys. Before the video starts, I want to thank each and every one of you for your friendship and for your positive attitude and sense of community, especially during this very difficult time that our whole world is going through. The way you guys are and the way you talk and help each other has always been amazing, and now more than ever it is much appreciated. I very much appreciate you guys as not just a distraction but an outlet, and I'm very I feel very privileged that you guys have given me this platform. Today we'll be talking about upcoming prices for the big three, namely Sony, LG, and Samsung, for their 2020 lineup. The reason why I want to discuss this is you're going to see prices are going to be all over the place, from extremely expensive to reasonable. If you look at something where Samsung's prices are, and then something like LG's prices, where their new CX at 77 inches is actually the same price, if not a little bit cheaper, than the C9. Now, the CX won't be out until early April. You can pre-order it now. But to have these prices be so affordable, it does beg the question as to why, especially since something like LG will have their own 8K lineup. The C9, which was never top of the line, they had models above it, but they were primarily due to the body of the display and the design, not the picture quality. Keep in mind, LG, while the CX is going to be amazing and probably the display I'd be looking at if it wasn't for this crisis, will have an entire 8K lineup above it. The Z9, which is their 8K display, was nearly $30,000. We'll be using Value Electronics' website, as they have many of the prices that will be upcoming in the next few months, where you can actually pre-order their displays. A special thank you to Value Electronics. I'm using their website simply because they have a lot of the specs as well, and they do have prices for the Z9G, which is crazy at 98 inches. I mean, you're talking about some Bugatti prices. But I'll be using their website, and I think the discussion is very interesting. As time has gone on, you have to keep in mind, and I know people aren't sympathetic, or most of us aren't, to what Samsung and these large companies charge. But what's interesting is when we looked at like the Vizios releasing the Quantum XP series in July at $3,500. To me, that was actually affordable, considering it was offering, nearly 3,000 nits, 400 plus zones. By the time it went down to when I purchased it, it was $2,200. People felt that was more in line. The Hisense having the mini LEDs at $3,000, people were like, well, I'm not buying a Hisense for that. But at the flip side of that, a 49-inch 950H, which is behind me at $1,000, people are thinking that's way too expensive. So what's interesting is if you think about the phone that's recording this, which is a Note 10, it's $1,100 or $1,200. So it's interesting. Again, we use phones every day. They're basically computers. But the prices of displays being up and down is a fascinating discussion. Think about this. In 2016, my Vizio P series, my second 4K display, was $4,000. And that display did really well because of its quality, but also because of its price. At 75 inches, I think a lot of people forget that at 42 inches, my Panasonic Viera back in the day was nearly $4,000. So look, my 2600 when I was a kid was $250. You can think about how much that was back then. But it is a very interesting discussion, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. Where are you in that? Now, it's not a financial question about where you are financially. That is different for every one of us, especially now. Many of us are going to be crippled financially, not able to make the purchases that we thought. Some of you guys are canceling trips and will have money set aside, or your jobs have not stopped. Many of us have stopped working. Our careers have changed. So it's going to be interesting. But aside from this virus and how it's affected your finances, what are your opinions on pricing? Where is the value for you? Display like the 49-inch 950H, which is $1,000 at launch, it will drop in the next month or so, probably to about $900. It's already less than $1,000 now. Is that value to you? Is Sony worth that extra money? Samsung has known to be very expensive, and they stay expensive. I don't begrudge them if they're a higher brand. But what's interesting though is you're seeing a $1,000 49-inch display versus a 75-inch TCL or Hisense. Now, before we go any further, I have no interest in trashing any brands, especially Hisense, TCL, and Vizio. So I'm not really interested in hearing they're crap brands or they're not worth anything. There is plenty of value to be found, especially in their specs and what they offer for the money. Namely HDR10, Dolby Vision, high zone count. They just offer quite a bit. Yes, the reliability isn't quite there in some ways, as I find out personally more than once, but I want to keep an open mind and being as objective as possible. I love the Bugatti brands. I love the high-end, the Z9G, the Z9, the new Q, the 950T. I read a review from, who was it? Not Digital Trends. One of the websites about the 8K display that's $15,000 from Samsung, their flagship. I'm sure that one is 80 plus inches. I think it's 82. But my point of the whole video is, yes, prices are going to come down in 4K, but what you're going to see is that elite pricing that we had with the LGs a few years ago at 77 inches being 15,000, you're going to see 8K start that over again. So while 4K will be somewhat affordable as it fades out, you're going to see the 8K prices go back to being outlandish as 4K prices were. My Samsung KS9000, 75 inches, 7,000. KS9800, KS9500, I think it was. Yeah, KS9500 was $8 grand. My KS9800, stupid prices at 78 inches, was retailing for 12,000. I paid 9,800 for it. The Z9D was 9,000. So the prices were crazy when 4K first came out. Expect that to happen again with the 8K models. So while some of them are going to be more affordable, you're going to see the 8K models get crazy. Let's get behind the camera, show you Value Electronics website. Please consider ordering through them. They're an awesome store in Scarsdale, New York. I will shout them out as they're awesome, very kind to me, and have provided me with the Sony 950H. I'll talk to you guys behind the camera and look forward to your comments and all the information you have. Love you guys. Thanks. All right, guys, here we're looking at Value Electronics website. There's the address, there's the information right there, and the phone number. Get that back a little bit. Now, their website is very straightforward in terms of, as you can see, step back a little bit, I'm sorry. See the products they have, the different brands, JVC, Sony, LG, Samsung, the Blu-ray players they have, projectors, speakers, receivers. There is a lot. They also have cabinets as well as cables. You can also see the different associations that Robert and Wendy are part of. These are the ones that also took part in the shootout, the Value Electronics shootout you guys, a lot of you saw in the city. And I saw also at the bottom what I thought was very interesting here is they actually do, there's the team, but they actually do accept all major credit cards and offer 1-year financing. That is interesting. I'm actually going to have to ask them about that, but give them a call. All right. And there's the other products that they carry here. Kaleidoscope, you've seen that on Spare Change's channel. You know, B&Ws, Denon, Marantz. Let's get to the TVs. So scrolling over to there, we'll start with Sony. And we're actually going to start with the display that I actually have here. So let's get to the 950H. It's the one that I currently have. Available in 55, 65, 75, 85. And again, it's a very comprehensive website. Gives you all the specs, everything you need to know, and then we'll get into the pricing. Now, if you look to the right of the camera, the one that I currently have is $999. The spec sheet is here. The 55-inch is $1299. Early April is the estimated delivery date. 65-inch is $16.99. The 75-inch 950H is $26.99, and the 85-inch 950H is $44.99. That is still an insane price. Again, I mentioned in the video that my Vizio in 2016 at 75 was $4,000. Now, these prices are subject to change at any moment. They are up to date as of the shooting of this video, but they can change. Who knows with the virus what will be delayed. And you can always compare the prices yourself to what the 950G is. And I missed my little Best Buy walk-in videos. So let's jump over to more of their lineup. I'll pause in between. Let's just look at the 950G while we're here. The picture's not coming up, but you have 55 inches for the same price as the 49-inch 950H. This is why Sony not having HDMI 2.1 is going to be an issue for them, because I would definitely recommend the 55-inch 950G over the 950H. Without HDMI 2.1, there's really no reason not to. Then you have the 65 for $13.99, the 75 for $27.99. Remember, the Z9F was that price. Oh, there's the picture right there. And the 85-inch of 950G is not that far off from what the... So the prices are kind of all over the place for a lot of these brands. But, you know, they're relatively close here in terms of the 85-inch. But when you get down in these prices here, they're almost the same price as the 10-inch below model. Now, for those of you in the market, I'm talking to you, Shamar, who's always on the channel talking about Sony. What's up, Shamar? 8K HDR. Here's your Z9G, 85 inches, which is amazing at nearly $10,000, considering the Z9D at 75 inches launched for that. Now, Shamar, if you got the money, bro, I'm telling you, we got to go at the 98-inch Z9G. It's only 60K. So we all pull our money together, trade in your cars, and hey, Vincent, there he is. I love showing the Bugatti prices too, but 60K for the Z9G, which will also be replaced in the future. Sony A9G at 65, still holding its spot, $32.99. $24.99 for the 55-inch, and at 77 inches, still $6,000. Again, keep in mind that's a Master Series, which is why it's so much more expensive. And this is what we're here for, 2020 A8H series, bringing most of the A9G technology to the 88G price. You're looking at the XBR 65-inch 88G at $27.99. They're saying that it launches at the end of April. Again, this is subject to change. 55-inch 88G OLED, $18.99. Wow, for an OLED at 50, it's crazy to think how cheap they are compared to what they were. Again, end of April. So a lot of these letters are going to get all confusing, but 8H, those are the prices, and end of April is when they're looking to get it. Here we are with the Sony XBR85Z8H. This is the 8K model with HDMI 2.1. Again, very comprehensive website. The pricing here at 75 inches, $7,000. Again, my KS9000 was $7,000 in 2017. Crazy. And the 85-inch is $10,000 for their 8K model. I'm not sure where that falls in this lineup. Those are the prices. What's interesting here is the staggering of the dates, May 2020 and July 2020 for the larger size, which Sony does from time to time. Now, many of you predicting that the 900H is going to be the real steal, being the true successor to the 900E that so many of us love, with HDMI 2.1. Again, baffling to me that the 950H does not have it. But as one of you mentioned, that it's only coming in these random sizes. And I mean random because you would think it would have a 49-inch version. It only has a 85-inch at $3,500, 75-inch at $2,199, 65-inch at $13.99, and 55-inch at $9.99, which is fantastic pricing. But I think many of you are looking for the 49-inch, being that it would be a better gaming monitor than a 950H, which is still excellent. But I think many of you are looking for that at 49 inches. Early May is when we'll be seeing it. Now, I will try myself to get down to the stores to show you whatever they have in stock. But again, you can call them and mention that you watch the channel and mention Brian at Whisper Status 74. But a lot of information, and it's all central, which I like. And they have the specs if you want to download the spec sheets. But early May. Now I'm showing the A9G again simply because on the website last month they did have the A9H for early fall, and it seems to be off the website. Again, I'm not sure what's happening with release dates or if that's been moved, but there is the prediction that there will be the successor to the A9G will be put in the middle there somewhere. And what I should have mentioned earlier, I'm sorry, with the 950H, I do have this one here now at 49 inches. The other models are going to be available in early April. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I'm still geeking out the fact that we're actually seeing this one, and it was just released not that long ago, and our first video was in February. God, awesome. And I figured for ha-has, I'd put this one in Sony ZRD-2 Crystal Micro LED HDR TV. I mean, wow, there's not even a price on this. There's a lot of information. And there is no prices, but that's something I'm sure Vincent will be geeking out about, seriously. Wow. All right, let's jump over to Samsung, see what the prices are there. They have an outdoor lineup if you have it like that, 75-inch. Nearly 7,000, 65-inch, nearly 5,000, 55-inch, 3,500. I love where they get all these numbers from, all these different companies. I mean, anyway, so this is the lineup if you do want something outdoor. Again, if you got it like that, where you can get 75-inch, spend it for your outside, cheers. Wow. Okay, let's get to the rest of the lineup. For Samsung, you have the 85-inch Q950TS AK HDR QLED TV. They only have one size available here. It was $15.99 and is now $12.99. They do offer, interesting Value Electronics customers get 5% store credit with purchase of an AK TV. So little things that they have there that are, for them is pretty awesome. This one I'm sure they'll have in store. Looking forward to seeing that. Here's the Samsung Q900TS AK HDR. You're looking at the 85-inch here is $10,000. Now we predicted that Samsung in the AK and even Sony in their AK lineup, they're going to go up as high as when 4K TVs first came out. They're actually a little bit cheaper, but you're going to see as much as the Q90R and those displays are now so affordable. Only problem with AK launching, that's when these prices are going to go back up to those crazy numbers. While the rest of us are just getting used to TVs being $2,000. This video is pretty much to illustrate how 8K is resetting that market again. 85 inch is 10 grand, 75 inch is 75 grand. Again, think back to what I said about the KS 9000. The highest, one of the high ends in 2017 being around this price. 65 inch, we're back to TVs being 5,500 at 65 inches. Again, they're 8K, but these are the prices. Now, can you find all these on Samsung's website? Absolutely. I still want to jump around between all their websites. And I find them having the release dates are pretty centralized. Here's the Q800T AK lineup. I imagine you're thinking Q90, Q80, that's where those numbers, I hope, match up. At 82 inches, you have $7,000. 75 inches, $5,000. 65 inches, $3,500. Here we are, top of the line of the 4K lineup. Q90T. You know, there's a lot of talk about the Q90T not matching up with the Q90R, so I would really wait on purchasing any of these until they're fully reviewed. There are a lot of talk about, you know, them kind of, you know, hurting their own 4K lineup. We'll have to see about that. And the last ones, I didn't give the date because they're saying delivery nationwide, meaning there's no date yet. 85 inches, 4,000, 5 grand. 75 inches, 3,500, 65 inches, 2,500, 55 inches, 1499. So no 49-inch here. They will offer it down the as you get down their lineup. You know, getting really close to bezel-less with Samsung if you like their design, but again, it's going to be tricky to see how their 4K lineup compares to the 8K lineup. Here we are with the Q80T. Robert was trying to get me this one to compare to the 950H, but I don't think the Q80T really lines up with the 950H. I think the Q90 does, but it does in terms of size. So here we are at 85 inches again, 4,000, 27.99, 17.99 for 65 inches, 55 inches, 12.99, and here we are at 49. Even if they don't line up, it's more expensive than the 950H. That's beside me. Excuse me. So that's where Samsung and Sony gets a little bit tricky. The Q6N didn't really line up with the Q60R. Just got to really be careful when it comes to their numbers. From year to year, they don't always line up quality-wise. Just because they are considered the successor doesn't always mean they are. But I'm looking forward to seeing how their lineup really looks live. Again, Samsung offering many different versions of their display. Always gotta love that they do that. 85 inches for the Q70. They're saying it's going to be available in March. $32.99. Q70T at 82 inches. Interesting, at 85 inches. 3,000. 75 inches is in stock right now. $21.99. Also, the 80T is also available now at 49 inches. 65 inches is $12.99. Is in stock. And the 55-inch is available in March. Interesting how those sizes are all over the map and their availability. Excuse me, Q60T, here we go, 43 inches. 50, 55, 58, 65, 75, 85. 85 being $26.99, available in March. 75-inch, $16.99, currently in stock. 65-inch, $9.99. Interesting, again, the prices. In stock currently. 55 inches, interesting size, $8.99. 58 inches, I'm sorry, 55 inches, $6.99. 50 inches, interesting size, $6.49. 43 inches, $5.29. That is a heck of a lot of sizes to offer. You gotta love that. Excellent they offer that. That's pretty rare to see that many sizes. And if you guys are actually interested in the frame TV that they also have those there. One of them is actually on display. The 75-inch is $3,000, 65-inch is $2,000, 55-inch is $1,400, 50-inch is $1,297, 43-inch is $997. And this is the Q90R closeout sale. They do have them in stock. Price $44.99 for an 82-inch, which this has become very hard to find. Again, plus 4% store credit if you use the Amex, MasterCard, or Visa, and they do have them. So if you're looking for one, give them a call. Let them know you see the channel. Tell them I said hello. But Q90R. They also have the Q80. And the Samsung Q80R, they still have them in stock. All sizes are available. 82-inch, $37.99, 75-inch, $27.99, 65-inch, $19.99, 55-inch, $15.99. Again, I think these are great buys because I do believe they are the last of the great 4K Samsungs. I hope I'm wrong. Let's move to LG, last but not least. Okay, now I can stop coughing on you guys. The LG CX, the display I'd probably be looking most closely at least before the world ended. Same with the C9. We're looking here, available already at 55 inches at $17.97. Excuse me, 65 inches at $2,500. And the amazing price of $4,500 for the brand new 77-inch CX. So what does that tell you? It's coming out in April. And you're seeing the C9 for $4 at some stores, meaning I wouldn't pull the trigger on a C9. We'll see what the website says, this website, about the C9 in terms of what it costs. But, I mean, that is a great price. Now, guys, why is that a great price? Because they're going to have a whole 8K lineup. We'll see if it's on this website. We'll check it out. That's the reason you're seeing this low, I would guess, anyway. And the 48-inch, which I hope to get my hands on too, is $14.97. Again, going to be hard for these smaller LEDs to compare to a small OLED, especially for a monitor. All right, so that is the CX. Now the GX, now they do offer professional calibration as well. Early April, 55 inches is $22.97. Again, you can pre-order all of these. 65 inches, $31.97. And the higher end GX mid-April, 5,500 basically. Which again, the price is really competitive for LG at this size, considering the A9G is still more money than this. But again, keep in mind, you know, that's not the top of the line top, because they will have an 8K lineup. And here we are at the ZX 77-inch. This is where the prices jump a little bit. 88 inches, available in May. It's only $30,000. Oh my lord. Granted, the Z9 that there's a video of on this channel in their store, which is unbelievable, by the way, is about 30 grand. So this one's 88 inches, and the 77-inch they're offering for the first time. They'll take orders on that one. $20,000. That's more like it. That goes back into the OLED numbers that you know, that we're used to. So again, you know, here's the numbers that were part of the 4K lineup a few years back. They also have the wallpaper 4K OLED if you're interested in that. They actually have this on their wall there. I'll be doing a video on that next time I go, from last year. But 65 inches is $5,000. The one they had on the wall, I believe, was 77 inches. It looks amazing, flat up against the wall. Very, very sleek. And there's also the rollable 65-inch if you really want that or need that, which is pretty incredible. Like, where do you go? I mean, like, really, it's pretty incredible. I don't know who would really want that. There's no price. It will be available in June. Now, there are more to the lineups. They don't have everything on the lineups, but that is a good roundabout of the prices that they have. They have the Nanos. Let's see what they're asking for the C9. Now, their 77-inch C9, I saw it as low at Best Buy, and the one store I was at, a couple of you guys confirmed that they were $4 grand, and some of the other stores, a lot of you guys said they were still $5,000. So here they are at $44.97, which is incredible for the C9. Hopefully, as I would then wait, if it's not $4 grand, wait for the new one to launch and then purchase this one. Again, mention the channel. And the 65-inch, $21.97 C9, and the 65, I'm sorry, and the 55-inch is $14.97. Love the C9. No secret that the C9 is my favorite display this year, especially with the HDMI 2.1, and I just love the C9's look and color and vibrancy. Now, when you guys hear me mention, excuse me, the C9 is not the top of the line, which is why the Master Series is so expensive. Here's my example. Here's the W9. I mean, look at this thing though. Jesus. But you're looking at the price for the 77 is $10,000, and the price of the 65-inch is $6,000. So very, very beautiful display. But again, talk about, you know, there is more audio options, but you're talking about why the A9G has the right to be expensive. It's because the C9 wasn't the top. Now, before I get out of here, this video has gotten very long. I apologize. The LG Nano, a lot of you guys are very excited about them. I'm not a huge fan of the Nano line, except for the very top of the line because of the amount of blooming they have. But they are offering a lot. You can look at their website and check out all of the, you know, they have 8K ones. They have their pretty specced out, full array. And they have HDMI 2.1, so they're going to be a ton of them. I don't have the prices up here, but 75 inch, 65 inch. There is a lot of features here. Go on the website and check it out. So in closing, I know that was a long video. That wasn't every price of every available manufacturer. That's just me going off of their website and what they have available. There are more models. They can get very convoluted when you have both 8K and 4K with the manufacturers. I need to study up on it more myself. What are you guys excited about? What are you looking to purchase? Are you going to make the jump to 8K if the displays are, again, like with Samsung, if the 4K display is not as good as last year's model, I would never buy a new one if it's not as good or if not better than the Q90. Would you consider that? Will HDMI 2.1 make you purchase a display that doesn't look quite as good as last year's just for that functionality? Will you be looking to OLED now that the C9 successor is going to be cheaper and you can buy a smaller model? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Also, please consider purchasing through Value Electronics. You can see their prices are right in line with everybody else's, and they do change daily. They offer all kinds of plans and finances, take all kinds of credit cards. And tell them that you saw it on the Whisper Status channel and you saw Brian's video. I'm sure that'll help the channel, and I'm sure they would appreciate your business. Thank you as always, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. What are you looking to purchase? Are you excited? But does all this make you want to hang back and make no purchases at all? All right, guys. I hope everybody is doing okay. Thank you as always, and I will see you in the comments. Take care.